Brother Lawrence. This is my self-reflective journal report. Okay, one of the first things I feel I should do is to recognize some of the big help and assistance and show gratitude for that. One, Brother Lawrence, um, you've been willing to work with me. You've been quick to reply, and I really do appreciate that. I was going to thank my wife for helping me out during some struggles, as well as the doctors who have helped me out in my own ways. Don't necessarily feel like I should go into details, but I should at least express gratitude for these three people because they've done so much for me. um, One thing about learning and thinking things through is that rubber ducky example that you showed us. And so I found this Rainbow Dash vinyl figure that was floating around, and I've used that. And I remember reading from Jordan Peterson about how people think, and the fact is, we usually don't truly think something through until we've spoken it, often out loud. Um, this is why sometimes when I'm having discussions with my wife or other significant people in my life, I'm halfway through the sentence and I regret it before I'm even finished, because the act of speaking that sentence is the act of thinking that sentence through. Um, this is why mercy is definitely a foundation in any lasting relationship. You allow people to make mistakes and work around them. This is why using the rubber ducky method has helped me this semester in making sure that I stopped and thought things through and were able to say, wait a second, this sequence of events sounds off from the start. And so that was really helpful. One thing that I need to do better next time is that when I need help, that I'm quicker to seek the help. I um, sometimes waited until I was in trouble before I sought help. I didn't say, okay, I'm struggling, let me reach out and get a bit of help. I waited until I struggled a little too, wait until I was struggling rather than waiting until I started to recognize the struggle was in front of me. And that probably could have changed outcomes and helped me reach things sooner rather than having to bang my head against the wall so much. Talking about banging my head against the wall, previously I used to have quite a bit of anxiety with debugging and also finding that certain techniques would just not work. For example, in JUnit, there was the Marvin processor to do the JUnit tests, and then there was a Jupyter. And I would try and get them. I was trying to get the Marvin to work on VS Studio, and it was just not working for me. I couldn't get any of the tests to run or compile properly. So I went ahead and tried it again on NetBeans, and it struggled. But then I tried something on Eclipse, and I think they were using Jupyter there, but I tried it on Eclipse and I got it to work, and I got to run tests, and I got to see how JUnit actually functioned, and that gave me a better understanding of why it wasn't working in VS Studio, and it made me feel more comfortable because I understood the end result, and I knew I could reach that end result of my own accord, and that gave me more confidence in the subject and just thinking about how JUnit worked. MVC was another one that I spent a lot of struggles on, and VS Studio didn't seem to be as cooperative, and I tried a different methodology uh, on NetBeans, and then I think at the end I came back to VS Studio with a new tutorial, and third time was the charm. I finally got something that worked. I found something that was simple and direct and didn't have a lot of fluff, and it proved the point. So I understood, hey, I can make an MVC methodology work using Java. I had already done it using a PHP website earlier this semester, and I do have a video of that that shows how that worked. And I think that worked well for me. One thing that I tried to offer was to be there for my team. It was 3 of us on the team. One of the team members crickets the whole time. The other team member, I reached out as often as I could, and if I couldn't meet with him, I went ahead and provided videos and PDFs, and I provided him the more valuable resources I had, and that allowed us to ask questions back and forth, and that helped me. Let me know that I was being there for him. You know, I reached out to him when I could, and I reached out to others when as well as the open forum, and that was good. But one thing that I found important this semester was to at least be there for my team member and to make sure I was available. Maybe if I needed to meet him on Zoom, I'd be available and show him my screen if necessary, and Google Hangouts, whatever method or whatever he was most comfortable. Make sure that I was willing to go that extra step to make sure I could reach out to him in a way that would work with him if he was struggling. But yeah, some just to reiterate some of those things. Make sure you speak out loud, because speaking is part of how you think. That rubber ducky methodology does work in debugging as well as speaking through some of the conflicts of thoughts and help clear that up a little bit more. And also be willing to try different platforms like NetBeans, Eclipse, VS Studio, if the better tutorials and the clearer and easy to understand tutorials are available in that platform, go for that platform. Don't bind yourself down to one, not when you're starting out with scrap and just trying to learn. I hope I was being clear, and hope if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. You have a good day. Bye.